And regarding to this, we would like to welcome the Southeast Asia analyst, Larry Jagan, onto the program. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. First of all, as we all know, President Obama is going to send Hillary over to Myanmar. What sort of new dimension will this open up for the country?
Well, I think it's a first step in engagement between the U.S. and Burma. There's no doubt that Thein Sein, since he came to power in end of March, has wanted to broaden the friendships that Burma has. There's no doubt that he feels that Burma is too reliant on the Chinese. It's not that he wants to ditch China as number one, but he wants to make sure that the base of support is much broader. That's why the ASEAN chairmanship in 2014 was so important, and the fact that Hillary Clinton is coming in a couple of weeks' time must delight him, because it's going to open up possibilities of change, in particular sanctions. This is what Thein Sein will be looking for, to see whether the Americans are prepared to suspend or lift sanctions.
Mr. Jagan, what kind of reforms has Myanmar undertaken towards a more democratic change?
Well, they've taken tremendous steps towards democratic change. First of all, the press now is extremely free. It's almost as free, in fact, as Thailand. Friends of mine who are editors in Rangoon say that, in fact, censorship now in Burma is probably a lot freer than it is in either China or Singapore. That is significant. I think it's significant that everything is now on the agenda. They're talking about political prisoners. They're releasing some political prisoners, maybe not enough. They're talking about poverty, which is something under the old regime they wouldn't talk about. And in fact, Thein Sein in Bali said alleviating poverty was the highest priority for this current government. And of course, more importantly, Thein Sein has taken Aung San Suu Kyi by the hand.
Right.
And that is, in fact, why the NLD is about to re-register, and Aung San Suu Kyi is going to compete in the by-elections, probably in January.
Right. Before, earlier in the news, we've mentioned that Myanmar is going to chair ASEAN in 2014. How will this signal the growing acceptance within the international arena?
Well, I think as far as Burma is concerned, the fact that ASEAN has now finally decided that they can chair the organization in 2014 is a sort of credibility step. Of course, they want more, and in particular, they will be looking to India and America for greater acceptance, and possibly even the EU. They understand that between now and 2014, there has to be more change. They cannot simply say what has happened now is sufficient, we're going to be the chair. They know that come 2014, they have to be much more democratic. And for them, the greatest thing will be if Aung San Suu Kyi is the leader of the opposition in Parliament, and that looks extremely likely at the moment.
Right.
Well, the NLD members have said that they would re-register their political party. How do you see the development there?
Well, there's no doubt they're going to re-register. There are 48 by-election seats up in January, and I would say the NLD will take probably at least 40 of them, if not more. That means they're going to have a sizable minority within Parliament. They're going to have some influence over government policy, because under the Constitution, Parliament is critical. It's a system that is unlike any other in this region, in that there is no one major party, when we also have 25% of the seats are soldiers. So it is going to be very democratic. I've almost believed that if Aung San Suu Kyi runs and becomes leader of the opposition, it'll be the most democratic parliament in Southeast Asia, with perhaps the exception of Thailand.
So do you think that the Western people will view this any different from us right now regarding Myanmar?
I think they're beginning to. I think they're very slow to change. This is one of the problems about the West. It's like a tanker. They're on course in a particular direction, and it will take an awful long time for them to actually wheel around and reverse their path. But when they do, everything will happen very quickly. I understand that when the British Minister for Development was in Burma earlier this week, or last week, sorry, Aung San Suu Kyi said, I think it's now time to lift sanctions. She is moving forward a lot faster than the West. In fact, the British minister said, no, don't do it yet. We'll tell you when we're ready. This is the wrong attitude for the West to take.